Ahoy, and welcome to more Sea of Thieves here on the Real Witching Hours channel with me, Storm Blackwell. And once again, I don't have any particular plans for today. So because of that, I'm going to just hop in and look at my commendations and such to see what strikes my fancy today. I should at some point look into what the cost of an Elgato would be, or something like that, because I would like to start streaming my Pokemon stuff that I do from my Switch. I do a lot of shiny hunting in Scarlet and Violet right now, and it would make a lot of sense to stream that. I just don't have the hardware right now, and I haven't really looked into how much it is. Let's see, we are in the wilds. How are my wild splashes doing? I could stand to get a lot more wild splashes. I think what I'll do is I'll probably just go do that. I haven't had a good fishing night in a little while, I feel like. It's been at least a couple weeks. My ship name isn't on there. Oh well. Let's find the nearest sea post. Wild Treasures Store. No one goes out there. And let's go sail out to that. What direction is it? North, basically. Kind of north by northeast. Hey there. Lovely to see you. Always is. Hello, LL typo. I mean, I appreciate the e-meme. Just come into the chat and it's just like, E. I was gonna just let you have that. uh, so unless the chat has any other suggestions, I'm probably going to be fishing today, as I am oft to do. I think we need to be more north. Fishing is good. Alright. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot more opportunity to fish now that we can just buy bait at the sea post. So it makes it a lot easier. Makes it super easy to fish for the other kinds of fish besides the ones that don't use bait. Splash tails and such. Splash tails, isle hoppers, pondies, wherever they are. There they are. So I'm going to be going after wild splashes today. Trying to fill out some more of this stuff. Only missing 3 to get the last level of that one. Yeah, so hopefully after a good fishing session, we'll have maybe these two finished. We'll definitely have this one finished. Hopefully this one too. That'd be nice. And just some more progress on these other ones. Oh, Rock. Didn't see you there. Alright, we're still doing fine for our heading. It's really nice to be able to play this game and not have to worry about the Plunder Pass, since I finished it forever ago with some friends. So I'm free to do just whatever I heckin' want in this game at this point. Because there's not like an adventure going either. So there's no like limited time content to worry about, so I can just do what I feel like. And I like that a lot more. At some point, I'll need to go through and do more sort of cleanup on these three. Because there's a bunch of stuff on them that's just like, hey, actually do our content instead of just turning in our treasures. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty close on a lot of these for the Order of Souls, but then you look at, say, the Merchant Alliance, and I haven't done even 2 voyages for them, but I've maxed out my level. So there's obviously some cleanup that needs to be done eventually. Here we are. You know, honestly, I should probably, when I start these fishing sessions, just like get a voyage and apply it to my ship so that I get credit for like doing things while being on a voyage. But we're here now, so no point in that. I'm not going back to the outpost to get one. So I was talking a bit earlier about how I'd like to do Pokemon on stream again, like I used to. And sort of speaking of, I should be closer than I am. Sort of speaking of Pokemon, I recently was at the mall and I looked at this. Yeah, I looked at this copy of a particular Pokemon game that I lost many years ago. I lost my copy of it and I'd like to replace it, right? But like weirdly, specifically this game, it's Soul Silver, specifically Heart Gold and Soul Silver have really like shot up in price in the aftermarket for some reason. And it's probably just because they were such good Pokemon games. But yeah, this copy was $120, and I was like, no, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I would really like to obtain another copy of that game someday, but not at that price.
Ooh, a new friend!
Part of the trouble, though, is making sure that it's a real copy.
Where are you going?
And it has to be an English copy, too, or else it's not going to work, because back then everything was still maybe the black market. Yeah. uh, but Yeah, the trouble is uh,
Quickly.
there's a lot of recreation cartridges, so uh, I have to be sure that I'm getting a real game. So someone reputable has to test it if that's the case. Okay, it's like, where's my box, dude? I bought a box from you. Right. See, that's the thing, because like a lot of people will like try to buy. Hold on. A lot of people will like try to buy copies of this for a discount, right? And it ends up to where it doesn't work. It's like it'll get to like the title screen, but then when you try to open the game, it's just it's just like a black screen or something like that. I've seen like videos people have left with reviews on different people's shops. I'm like, well, darn. It's like I'm not gonna pay, you know, makes sense for wanting discount on it. Right. It's like if people are selling it for like a for sure authentic one for like $120, I'm not gonna pay like $70 for one that I'm like, this could be a total brick, uh, and then like just be out that $70. There's this store I was looking at where it was like apparently they sell a lot of stuff other than games, and so they don't have a DS on hand in order to test the cartridge, and so but like that would be fine if they were willing to like give me a refund if I tested it and found out it was fake. But in their like policies for the store, they're like, when you buy used products, you're taking a risk. So I'm like, well, I'm not buying from you then. And so that's just been my journey looking at that. But so I'll just be trying to pop into different like used video game stores to see if they have it for a price that I can afford. is what I'm gonna end up having to do. It's like even though I could get it, cheaper on like eBay or Amazon, there's much less of a guarantee that it'll actually function, which is important at the end of the day. If only I could actually make the like Japanese copies work, because there's tons of Japanese copies that are selling for basically their original price. But that's because no one wants them because they don't work on American consoles. And you can't change the language of them either, so you'd have to know Japanese. So you'd have to have a Japanese DS and know Japanese in order to make one of those work. It's so good that the games on Switch are not region locked. That was such a good like uh like step forward that they made. It was really needed. It's kind of ridiculous that all the previous consoles were region locked when, the world is such a global market in everything. It would just make more sense to make the games work everywhere. That way you could make, a product and just have it reach everybody. I know it's not quite as simple as that because you still have to do some localization and such, but although I don't know. I don't know how much localization happens nowadays with like say a Pokemon game. Is my understanding. It's like the same cartridge, and you just pick your language at the start of the game. But there's probably more to it than that. Uh, all that to say, if anyone has a legitimate copy of Soul Silver out there that they're willing to sell for like $70, mm, I don't know. I don't know what made more money. Yeah, 120 is way too much for a copy of that game when it originally went for like 50, I think, 50, 60, something like that. I mean, it's a fantastic game, which is why I want it back, but still. And it's like specifically those two, right? Because like the other Pokemon games from the DS era have gone up in price, but not nearly as much. Like from what I saw, I think they're typically about the like $70 range. And you know, most DS games you could get for like $7 nowadays. It's just specifically the Pokemon games are expensive because they're the most sought after still, you know? Is they have those old games still have functionality with the new games. Whereas like, I don't know, Nintendogs for the DS, right? You're just playing Nintendo dogs on the DS. Whereas like Pokemon Soul Silver, you buy that, you catch Pokemon in that, you can send them up to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. With it being so right now, there are people who play it, so it could have all just been a marketing tactic to increase the demand for a specific. Well, Nintendo doesn't get that though. Like Nintendo doesn't get the uh, revenue from that. That's all secondhand people. Nintendo's making no profit off of these secondhand sales of the cartridges. So it doesn't benefit them at all to have like the secondhand market for these games be so inflated at this point. Like that's the same trouble with that like now is starting with the 3DS, right? Because uh now the only way to get the 3DS games is to get them on physical cartridges. So people can, you know, blow up the price of those because you can't get them directly from Nintendo anymore. But even though those games are selling online for more now, right? Nintendo isn't seeing any of that extra money. They've just totally cut off any revenue that they would be getting from the 3DS anymore. And the developers aren't getting that either. Like the people that made, I don't know, let's throw Shovel Knight out there, right? Cuz Shovel Knight was on the 3DS. The only way to get Shovel Knight for the 3DS now, if it even has a physical version, would be to get the physical version. But Nintendo, the owners of the console, and Yacht Club Games, the makers of Shovel Knight, both get no revenue from that. Any further sales that happen, it would be from, you know, GameStop would get the profit, or or whatever eBay seller would get the profit. It would not be anyone that was actually involved in the making of the game, which is sad. I I'm like, man, I wish that those people could still make the money. Still people willing to pay these exorbitant prices. Yeah, it's true. I'm just not one of those people. That's why I put in the effort before the 3DS closed to make the purchases that I could and really wanted before it closed down, because not only would it be cheaper for me that way, even though it was expensive up front. Uh, so not only would it be cheaper for me that way, which is probably the main reason, um, but an added benefit of that is that the people that made the games actually still make some money off of it, rather than just some random person who is reselling it, who honestly shouldn't make money off of it, but they are anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna be keeping my eye out at different used game retail stores and their online shops to see if I can find a copy that's at a normal price, or an okay price. I mean, there's a handful of Pokemon games that I'd like to do that for, but Soul Silver is sort of the most important to me, so I'm trying to take care of that first. But and like, I don't even really want to ask for it for like gifts and stuff, right? Because I don't want someone else to have to deal with the possibility uh of it maybe being a fake cartridge, right? Because then, like, if someone else got me a fake cartridge, then I'd feel super bad, because because then they spent whatever money on it that they did, and it ended up being a fake that doesn't work or do anything. So then I can't even use it, and then they're just out that much money. So this is just something that I have to. This is something that I have to do if I ever want to play that game again. But, but, in the meantime, I'm going to be more closely looking into ways to get my Switch to stream to my computer so that I can stream myself playing the more modern Pokemon games on there. I've been doing so much shiny hunting there. I'm going for a shiny dex. I have like 99 of the like 408, 403, something like that Pokemon on there. And obviously not all of them can be shiny, because none of the legendaries can be shiny yet. And also there's Gimmighoul and Goldango that are also shiny locked. But I'm I'm pretty far into it at this point. I think I have a tracking thing on a website, but I seem to recall I'm like 20 to 25%, something like that through, which is nice. Let's go cook these. Just yesterday, I went around and caught a bunch of shiny ground types because I have not had ground types really for the terror raids, and I need those because they're the only thing to use against electric terror raids. So I got Camerupt and Palisand, or rather I got their pre-evolved forms, and I've been training them up. I've gotten them evolved into Camerupt now. And that's important because part of the gameplay loop of catching shinies is doing the raids, because that's how you get the ingredients that you need for the sandwiches in order to make shiny hunting work the way it does in Scarlet and Violet. So, you know, if I was streaming this process, it would be like a loop of doing the terror raids and then doing the actual shiny hunts, and then I don't know if this would work on stream. Oh, probably. And then like on the third part is going around fighting Chansey a bunch in order to raise the shiny Pokemon that we catch up to level 100 and to train them to be to have a lot of HP and other stats to make their stats better, basically. But then after we've done that to enough of the shiny Pokemon that we've caught, we can do Terra Raids again to get more ingredients to then catch more shiny Pokemon. So that's the 3 stages of it. Yeah, I have to look into what exactly the hardware is that I would need and how much that costs. And then it still might be a ways off because hey, thumbs up. Nice. Still might be a ways off because I just have other things I have to use my money on, unfortunately. I'm hoping in September to upgrade my phone because I'm hoping that the reveal of the next generation of phones will make the phone I'm trying to buy cheaper. Because it's also too expensive. You know, I'd like to pay like 300 and it's like 500. So, it's too much. I think it's like almost 600 to be honest. Oh, oh yeah, so like a refurbished one right now is like 400, whereas if you were buying it directly from Apple, it's actually like a little over 600 right now. And it's like that's too much. But I'm hoping that the refurbished price after September is is like 300 or less. Because that's what the generation before it is. And I want the I want the iPhone 13 mini. I think it'll suit me well for a long time, and I just hope I can grab it at a price that's not going to make me cry. Hey, look at that. Very good. But yeah, and there's other smaller purchases I need to make. Other purchases I want to make. Um, some larger, some smaller. So I'll just have to see. Everything's unfortunately quite expensive lately. And I wish the Pokemon, going back a little bit, I wish the Pokemon DS games followed the trend that like every other DS game did, to where, you know, they went down in price over the years. Or most games, you know, most games will go down in price over the years, but like there's specific games that do not. It's like good luck finding a copy of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door at a price that you can actually afford nowadays. I'm lucky enough to still have my my copy of that. But that was just because I got into it when it was still being sold. It would be fantastic if the old Pokemon games eventually came to Nintendo Switch Online. I mean, it's not the ideal situation, but like at least it would be something. Like specifically the DS games would be great to have there, like the Game Boy Advance and DS games. I still have all my old Game Boy Advance Pokemon games, thankfully. And the Game Boy and Game Boy Color ones are too old to actually work anymore. But I have them. And I also downloaded them on my 3DS, so I'm able to play them there if I want to. Yeah, it's like specifically a lot of Nintendo games, I think. At least that's what I see. That on the aftermarket don't really go down in price. A lot of the first party Nintendo games. And it's like, I guess it's just because, I mean, Nintendo doesn't give you a way to actually play them, so the ones that people want uh, will go, will just, you know, go up in price. I hear that the 3DS is pretty easy to mod, and I'll have to see what the, like, repercussions are for having a modded 3DS for Pokemon games. Is like, will Pokemon Home, you know, acknowledge the Pokemon from those games as being legitimate? Or will it be like, no, these aren't real Pokemon from real Pokemon games, so you can't send them to Pokemon Home. That's the thing I wonder. Because like theoretically the 3DS should be able to play all of the games from the original DS. So theoretically I would be able to mod those games onto there, which would obviously be a lot cheaper than buying them at the stupid aftermarket price that has been ballooned into a ridiculous amount. You know, I wish I could just still buy these games from Nintendo. You know, I wish that they just had ways to still purchase them from Nintendo. Even if they were, you know, a little bit more expensive than they originally were. But like if there was a way to buy them from Nintendo, that would create a sort of normal market price, right? That would keep the aftermarket price from inflating too much more. In fact, like in that case, then the aftermarket price would probably have to end up being less than what Nintendo was selling it for. Because why would you buy it from not Nintendo if if it cost more than if you were buying it from Nintendo? The only reason why these other games can be as expensive as they are, well, I shouldn't say the only reason, but they wouldn't be able to be as expensive as they are if Nintendo was selling them for less. But anyway, I'm excited to go see the Mario movie sometime soon. I haven't gone yet, but I've heard good things. I'm hoping I get to do that before too long. Probably gonna take my sister because she wants to see too. Should be a fun time. I don't remember having a muddy wild splash before. Interesting. I mean, I must have because I've caught one of each of the wild splashes before, but like... Oh, that's the rare one. Very nice. That's a terrible name for the rare one. Make it seem not good. It's the muddy copy. Yeah, someday I'll track down a copy of Soul Silver. I'm not in a position to purchase it right now in any case, even if it was at a price that I was willing to buy it at. Like it'd have to be a pretty good deal or a pretty secure purchase for me to buy it like today. should have tried to. Well, no. Never mind. For a moment, I was like, I should have tried to, uh, like negotiate the price with the person at the store in the mall. But then I was like, no, they're just a kid. They don't have they don't have they just work there. They don't have the ability to negotiate prices. 'Cause I've been there before. It's just I've been on eBay too much recently, I think, where you can actually like be like, "Hey, I know you're selling it for this, but I'll give you an offer for this to buy it right now." Because like people will take like best offer things on stuff sometimes. It's just the trouble with eBay for this is that there's so many counterfeits that's like, no. It's like I'm not gonna do that. It's like I need to be able to like come back to you if I find out it's a counterfeit. You have to be able to assure me that this is a genuine copy of the game. And if it's not a genuine copy of the game, that I can come back and get at least get my money back, if not get a different copy. Or vice versa. I don't know which would be easier for them, but it's like I need to be able to do one of those two things. Either exchange it for a different one that you think, oh, this time it might be a legitimate copy, or just get my money back. Because I'm not going to pay those exorbitant prices for a not real game. It's just ridiculous. I'm kind of talking in circles about this tonight, but I don't know, it's just kind of what's on my mind right now. I guess because I'm a little upset about it. I just recently went to the mall and saw that, and I was like, I had no idea. I had no idea that specifically Heart Gold and Soul Silver had shot up so much in price. Makes me even more kind of bummed out that I lost my copy so long ago. Not that I'd be trying to sell it right now, because I would still freaking want it, but like the fact that it costs so much to replace it at this point is a bummer. You know, for a game that I had in my hands. And that one's been missing for many years at this point, so I feel like I have to replace it if I was to want to play it again. Whereas, like, I'm missing some other games, but they were lost more recently, so they're probably still here somewhere. But that one, I don't know about that one. That one could basically be anywhere in the country at this point, or even not in this country for all I know. 'Cause I took it everywhere. Well, not everywhere, everywhere, but I took it a lot of places. Now, now any DS, 3DS, or Switch games that I get, I shouldn't have a problem with losing them because I have a very special pair of containers that I got from boy, you know what? Their brand name isn't anywhere on these containers, which I both appreciate and is unfortunate for this little plug I was about to give them. Well, anyway, they're these ones that are like little books that you open up, and they're really nice. They're really good at at holding all these little cartridges in place and then fitting on like a bookshelf, which I don't have them on a bookshelf right now, but I will. That's the plan. And you know, it's a lot harder to lose one of these, right? Because quite they're the size of a book, basically. You know, they're about as wide as a normal video game case, but a little bit taller and deeper, I guess. So they're like the size of a small book. You know, pretty easy to hang on to, and so quite useful for all these little things that mean a lot, both sentimentally and monetarily. I keep accidentally hitting caps lock. It doesn't really matter for this game because I'm not typing anything, but I keep looking at my keyboard and seeing that it's got the caps lock light on. Oh well. Speaking of looking at things, there we go. We're just checking in and see who's here. Hope everyone's having a good evening. I like talking with you guys when you're around. This is good. I'm glad to sit down and do some more fishing in this game. Get closer to my goals. You know, and you know, I'm working towards the. It's like after I reach level 49, I just have to go around one more time, and I'll be level 50, which should get me my corners with the Hunter's Call, which is nice. Obviously, I'll still want to get the rest of the check marks on those things. Especially because I want to get all the glowing fish trophies. It's nice that we've been left alone today. I appreciate that. This one is just not cooking, huh? I should get the next rank up in this one when I turn in my fish this time, so that's nice. Oh, and this one too. Cool. So we'll get a couple of rank ups when we turn in this batch here. Which will get us more yeah, some more reputation. Let's go turn these in. I'm gonna jump from up here. Probably be able to make it easier. Yeah. Take. Yeah, there it is. Let's see how much reputation we got. That's a decent amount. I wish I had gotten more, but I understand I'm near the end of the road with getting rep for these guys, so it takes longer, obviously, to get the last couple of levels. And of course, every Wild Splash pick we pick up gets us another step closer in those. What are they called? What do they call them for the? I don't know. The thing that popped up at the bottom there for the captaincy, like goals or whatever. What are they called? Milestones. I feel like they didn't need to have all these different versions of what are basically the same thing, right? Because like just for a moment here, right? We've got commendations, right? Which are these things that are like for each of the different trading companies or whatever, right? But one of those is the bilge rats, which is this like, if there's like special features with an update, they make another tab there, and oh, there's actually a new one. That's pretty cool. There hadn't been a new one in a while, but but right. In addition to that, we have trials, which are activities you can do. A lot of them are also like repeats of commendations, and they count towards your season progress, which, like, that kind of makes sense because trials go away at the end of the season. You have to start over again, right? But in addition to those two, um, we also have the milestones, which I can't figure out how to open up. I think that we also have the milestones now, right? Which, like, those are specific to captaincy. But I feel like they could have just put a captaincy tab here in the pirate log instead. And on top of that, there's actual Xbox achievements, which are just some of the commendations were chosen to be Xbox achievements. Is basically. I think there's some exceptions to that, but basically just some of the commendations were chosen as Xbox achievements, which is like, I don't know. There's just lots of different things that are basically the same thing. And I feel like it could have been that the menuing could have been condensed a little bit more. Hmm. I didn't see what that was, but also they could have in this tab, they could make this smaller. Like, I don't need 3 of these to take up the whole page. They could make it be like, imagine, right, if this logo was over here, and they moved the word Tall Tales over, right? And then that rectangle was this whole thing, and then you opened it up to get all the other information that you need. Like, you don't need titles and commendations listed here. Don't need this description of what it is. You just have, and then you could have like 9 on this one page, which would only leave you with 2 extra. And I wish I could move the things around so that then, like, I could have the 2 extra on the end be Guardians of Fortune and Servants of the Flame. Right? Because if I could reorganize these, right? First of all, these 2 would not be in the front. There's no need for these 2 to be in the front. They're the ones that I access the least. I would probably have these 3 be the first ones, right? Then followed by a page with Hunter's Call, Sea Dogs, and the Reaper's Bones. And then I'd have Tall Tales, Bilge Rats, and Athena's Fortune, with the last page being Servants of the Flame and Guardians of Fortune. At least right now, that would be my ideal situation right now. Yeah, if I could just reorder them, that'd be great. Ooh, sandy wild splash. All right. It's not muddy, but I'll take it. Oh, and going back a bit to the whole like purchases I need to make thing, right? This isn't a purchase I need to make, but it's been requested of me for quite some time now to get a VR headset, which is not an easy purchase to make. So that's just sort of on the back of the list sort of thing, because it's a lot of investment for something that I'm basically going to play like 1 or 2 games on. You know, it's like the same reason why I've never really wanted to get a PlayStation. Because for me, it would be the Kingdom Hearts machine. And there's nothing else really on PlayStation that I couldn't play on my Switch or my computer or an Xbox. So it's like, why would I want it? Especially like PC and Xbox pick up a lot of the slack on that. You know, I kind of go for when stuff can be on the PC first. And then if it's not on the PC, it's like, all right, is it on a Nintendo console? And if it's not on either of those, is it on the Xbox? Which I don't own an Xbox right now, but I'd like to own an Xbox One. I know it's not the current version of the console, but honestly, there haven't been a lot of things that are exclusive to the Xbox Series S that I care about. You know, most of them I've been able to play on the PC instead, which works out just fine for me. But there's a lot of stuff from the Xbox 360 and Xbox One that I'd like to play. And that stuff, a lot of it is only available on the Xbox One or the Xbox 360. But I'm not wanting to get a 360 because that won't play the games that I want to play from the Xbox One. The Xbox One will play those games and the 360 games. So I'm hoping that the price of that goes down someday, because for now it's still, last I checked at least, it was still basically the same price that it was before. It hadn't gone down too much. But like the Xbox 360 is pretty cheap nowadays, so if the trend continues, then the Xbox One should eventually be pretty cheap. You know, I miss my Fable, I miss my Viva Pinata, stuff like that. Banjo-Kazooie, I 100% that on the Xbox. On the Xbox 360, I should say. What I plan to do for this stream, right? I'm gonna work my way through the bait that I have for the Wild Splashes. I think that makes sense. Which would mean, you know, I'm like halfway through it. A little more than halfway. So maybe we're looking at like an hour and a half, something like that. Total. That's what I'm expecting, at least. But you guys said fishing was good, so I'm gonna do that. And I'm just gonna kind of try to talk to you while I fish. So you can hear the sounds of fishing in Sea of Thieves and the sounds of me. The tutorial that I talked about forever ago for the like special tune tubers or whatever, that came out. I don't remember if I talked about it coming out, but it came out actually a while ago, and I just didn't realize it for a long time. So now, the limiting factor is me actually sitting down and doing the thing to make my tune tuber here in the corner work better and be better animated. Which mostly is a problem of me making the different frames of animation. Which, you know, I hope that I get a... I hope that I am able to mentally buckle down and do that over the summer at some point. I've got a lot of projects for the summer, but that's partially because I will be more motivated during the summer just because of the people that will be around me during the summer, if that makes sense. You know, the amount of stuff that goes on during the rest of the year for not just me, but for my whole household, just really makes it hard to get in the right mental state to do most of those projects that I want to do. You know, I have a video game that I'm trying to make, and that's like the most important project, right? And then side project number 1 is a Minecraft map that I want to make, which is based on the world from the video game that I'm making, right? But the goal for that is to be able to run a server with it, right? And then that server would be able to be a little bit of a side hustle for me, right? Because it would be like a. It's been worked on with the idea in mind that it would be a Pixelmon server. So I should say it's a Minecraft map. I don't remember if I said that before, but it would be a Pixelmon server, which is a mod for Minecraft that lets you play Pokemon in Minecraft. Now, I have seen Cobblemon. I've seen where that is right now. And if that sort of catches up with its features to where Pixelmon is, or like most, some of the more important things that Pixelmon has, things like NPCs and trainer battles and stuff like that, then I might. It wouldn't be very difficult at all to change the map from one that people would play Pixelmon on to one that people would play Cobblemon on. That'd be an easy transition. But for now, I'm working with the idea in mind that it would be Pixelmon. And this is a project that I worked on back in like 2017, 2018. So it would be really cool to be able to finally finish it. But I stopped working on it because there was a Minecraft update that really messed up the way my world was. You know, it kind of. When I opened up the world in the new update, it kind of broke some stuff. It made chunk errors and things like that. That made it really upsetting to try. Like, it was. I wasn't able to really fix them on my own because I just don't have the technical knowledge. But recently I opened up a backup that I had of it from before it got corrupted, but I opened it up in the recent update, and it worked just fine. I had lost a little bit of building progress that I had made, but it wasn't anything too crazy. There were like some giant mushrooms that I made out in like a swamp part of the map that I'll have to remake, but I don't remember anything too major. There was like some terraforming I was working on, but honestly, I was doing a poor job of that anyway. Um, but I'm supposed to have help on this map over the summer, which would be great. There's someone that I know that has more technical know-how than I do. That should be able to help me get more done faster on the map. And they've agreed to help me out uh, over the summer, so that's exciting for me. And other than that, like I said, there's the ToonTuber thing I want to get set up, so that this side project of mine, the streaming, is more professional looking. That's this is something I enjoy doing. I wish I had more time to do it, but it's difficult enough just to get this one day, this one evening set aside to be able to do it. But I'd still like to be able to make it better. So the having a better avatar would obviously be another big step forward. Oh, that's where the sandy ones are. Okay. Oh, Fort of Fortune showed up somewhere. Alright. Yeah, that's all of those, so I'll go turn these in. Take my fish. I'm gonna go ahead and check in with this guy, see if he's changed his shop. He has. Gonna buy this shovel.
Please, don't be gone long.
And, oh, never mind. We are not as far through the bait as I thought we were. We're going through it slower, so I might not actually end up going through all of my earthworms. Because if we hit like 2 hours and I haven't gone through all of the earthworms, then I'm probably not going to bother. Or maybe eventually I'll just start not cooking them, which will give me less money and reputation, but we'll still get those commendations. Because they don't have to be cooked to count towards the commendations, you just have to turn them in. Which obviously, you know, cooking them takes about as much time as catching them. So, like, maybe I'll cook the ones that, you know, are rarer, and the green and blue ones, green, blue, and white ones, maybe just turn those in as the fish themselves. Surely the green and white. Because those ones don't go for too much money anyways. You know, obviously if it's like a muddy one, I'll I'll want to cook that. But like this russet one, I think I'll just turn around and turn it in after I reel them in. It doesn't get us much. We've made about a quarter of a level today, though, which is nice. Means it wouldn't be too many more sessions before I was maxed out if I kept going like this. Mm-hmm. Nope, nope, not getting a splash tail. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just turn these in just to get through the bait faster. Get more fish caught rather than more money. So we get less money overall, probably, if we don't catch as many fish. I don't know. I'm not sure how much cooking them increases the price by. If it doubles the price, then it might be about the same either way. Because you can catch about double the amount of fish if you don't cook them, like in the same amount of time. Yeah, I'll have to look into that sometime. Haven't compared them. At least not that closely, you know? I'd love to get my little check marks for all of the fish that I can catch from sea posts now that they've given us this ability. I'd love to knock that out. Because then what would I have left? I'd have like pondies, which don't need any bait. I'd have wreckers, battle gills, and stormfish. And I think that's it. I think that's all the ones that are like not in the different areas of the sea. Oh, and isle hoppers. I forgot about isle hoppers. I wonder if there's a sea post that you're technically close enough to one of the islands that you can get isle hoppers from. Probably not, but if there was, I'd be certainly interested in knowing about it. Let's see. I want to look at this real quick. A lot of menuing. Splash tails were all checked off on. Plenty fins, ancient scales, wild splashes, and devilfish all can be caught from different sea posts. Isle hoppers, you have to go to islands. Pondies, you have to get from freshwater, so islands, or there's if you fish in the swamp in the Sea of the Damned, you can get them there. Battle gills are annoying. I don't even want to think about battle gills. Stormfishes are also annoying. Wreckers aren't too bad. The problem with them mostly is that you have to go back and forth between, well, you don't really have to go back and forth because you can just have a bait crate and also a crate for the fish to go into one of the normal storage crates. They're just a little annoying because you do have to be away from the sea post. So, but like these four here, I'd love to get their check marks taken care of. And I'm getting there. I finished all the check marks for the splash tails, so getting these four fish taken care of would be the next step for that. There's gotta be some trick to getting battle gills. Like some way to do it to where you're not having to be concerned about your ship sinking. Someone has to have figured out some cheesy way to cheese it to Cheeserton. I just don't know what that is. So I'll have to research that and see what other pirates have come up with. Hmm. Ooh, there we go. That's one I need. Yeah, at this point, I'm looking at only really cooking the muddy ones. If I get those, then it's worth the extra time, but I want to get through as much bait as I can, as quickly as I can. Uh, Only with the wild splashes. I mean, yeah, only with the wild splashes, of course. I would maybe catch, if it was a splash tail, I would maybe catch an umber splash tail or a trophy seafoam splash tail. Um, but yeah, other than that, no, not on purpose. Not right now. Later, yes. Because I do have a need to catch like 1,000 splash tails or something like that overall. I forget what the number is, but it's a lot. For the captaincy thing. Nope. I was excited because you had a long name. So I was like, oh, that's a trophy. But then I saw what trophy you were, and I was like, nope, not gonna do that. Another russet wild splash. Don't really need these anymore, but I'm still gonna catch them. Because I'd be here forever if I was only catching the, like, more rare, wild splashes. I was like, I'll only catch those and take forever to get through any kind of bait. Yep. Let's see, what was it? Was it 5? Yes. We're at an hour and 30 at this point. Slowly getting there. Like I said, another like session of this, and I'll probably have level 49, which would be cool. It'd be cool to be working on the last time around the circle there. It's exciting. I wish we could carry more bait at once in our pockets. I feel like it's kind of silly to limit us to just 10. Because, I mean, we can only use 5 at once. But, like, I don't know. Seems like we should be able to carry way more than that. I think for a little bit here, I'm just going to quietly fish. Wireless headphones. Sorry, I said I was going to be quiet. But wireless headphones are another thing that would be really nice to have. The amount of times I wish I could just be like lying down in my bed while I'm like also on Discord with my friends. Having a good pair of wireless headphones would be fantastic for that. Right now, I can really only go to like the middle of my room before I start reaching the end of my rope, per se. A friend of mine has a good pair of wireless headphones that I would kind of like to get just another pair like what they have. I'll need to ask them next time I talk to them and remember what the model of their headphones were. Because, like, they got theirs a while back, so I imagine they're not, like, super expensive. Hopefully somewhere from, like, 20 to 30 bucks is what I'd want to aim for in the price range. Of a, like, not super cheap, but also not super high-end set of wireless headphones. And all the purchases that I've talked about tonight pale in comparison to other things that money has to go towards, like paying off student loans and saving up for a car, things like that. Paying medical bills and stuff. It's that stuff is all stuff that, like, to me sort of goes without saying. And that stuff is the reason why I can't just like that stuff is why I can't just go out and spend my money on just the stuff that I want, because I have to also have money for the other more responsible things. I wish we'd get another tall tale. That'd be great. Hey, nice. Let's take a look at this. Actually, first of all, nice. Second of all, see, we would need another 15 of those. Another 8 of those. And then it's just these. Gosh, look at that water. Looks so nice. New Zelda trailer was pretty interesting. Before, right, I knew I was gonna play the new Zelda game eventually. Uh, but like, now I'm actually kind of excited to play it. Before I was just like, it would be nice to play more of Breath of the Wild, you know? Um, and have it be like a little bit better. But the sort of story trailer that they released recently, which it's way too late in the like process of all of this for them to be giving us that trailer. Like they should have given us that trailer like a year ago. Instead they're like, here's the trailer for the game like a month before it comes out. It's like every other trailer that they gave us had like no inkling as to what the story was going to be. It was just like Ganondorf's back somehow. Link's arm is messed up. Islands are floating in the sky. And that was basically it. Oh. Hmm. Quest 2 is still really expensive. I wonder. I'm checking to see when I get paid again. Oh, I could probably ask the other monsters here on Real Witching Hour if we could divvy up the earnings from the channel again sometime. It's been a while. Surely there's, you know, a little bit of something. Mm. You know, as, as far as purchases go, I'm considering whether I would want to commission someone to make the frames of animation for me for the ToonTuber thing. But also, I would definitely have more pride in it if it was something that if I had animated it myself. So I kind of have to think about that. I don't know. Because, like, I made, like, what you see now, I made that myself. Um, it's only a few frames of animation, but it's something. It's nothing too complicated, but I didn't have when I made this, I didn't have the technology to utilize more complicated animation than this. So now that that technology exists, I don't know, maybe I'd be able to make something better myself. You know, it's been years. So I've grown as an artist, but I'm also kind of rusty. I don't know. Like, ideally, here's the thing. Ideally, I would like to be able to animate it myself. Um, Thinking realistically, or I guess thinking pessimistically, I don't know if I would ever actually get it done to a point where I was satisfied with it. So it would certainly be done faster if I commissioned someone to do it. But I would lose that sense of pride in it being a thing that I made myself. And it's not like I don't have the ability, it's just difficult and time consuming and hard to find the motivation to actually sit down and do the thing. Other things in my life lately, I just finished watch. So I in the previously, I've watched the first two seasons of The Mandalorian, but I just finished the Book of Boba Fett. I think the 21st is the next time I get paid again. So that was neat. I won't talk spoilers here because obviously I just watched it, so I don't know who else hasn't watched it yet. Um, but I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to season 3 of The Mandalorian and hopefully more stories from that area of Star Wars going forward. Because boy, I really enjoy these westerns set in space. It's really great. I'd be willing to say I like them a lot more than I liked the actual movies. Um, and I grew up with the movies. Obviously, the original trilogy came out before I was born. Um, but I was a kid when the prequels were coming out. I had the original trilogy on VHS. And the more recent sequel trilogy, I don't want to talk about. I've seen the first one, and everyone told me that the second two were bad, and I haven't watched them. I'll watch them someday, but they're not like a priority for me. Honestly, I was kind of upset about the first one in the sequel trilogy, even though uh, a lot of people really liked it. And like at the time, I was like, okay, I'm upset about an upsetting thing in the movie, not because it was bad. Um, Now, I mean, I'd have to go back and watch it again, but now I wonder maybe I was upset because it was bad. I don't know. I can't remember. I might have watched the second one in the sequel trilogy, but I don't remember if I did. I certainly have not watched the third one in the sequel trilogy. But yeah, I am way into these cowboys in space. Space cowboys, as you might say. Oh, we're on our last set of 10. What day of the week is the 21st? I'm sorry. What is my reputation with... Okay. I thought that it had gone all the way up to here. And I was like, what did I do to get such a jump in reputation? And how can I do it again? So the 21st is Friday. Man, I have a birthday in my life coming up that I hope the present gets in time. I ordered it from another country, so who knows? I didn't get any kind of a shipping estimate with it, which is concerning. Which means basically it could come in whenever. I don't know, I kind of hoped that it would be in by now. I guess it hasn't even really been a week since I ordered it, but I don't know. Concerned. I need to have a drink. After I reel this one in, I'll have something to drink. When you talk for 2 hours, it wears on you eventually, you know? Is my... Okay. I thought my mouth wasn't animating for a second. I looked over and I was like, what's going on? Hmm. Alright. Let's take this off the fishing line so I don't accidentally toss it back. That'd be bad. Hmm. Well, that's the end of my drink. And I'm gonna put my payroll schedule away. Back into my filing cabinet. I had that like there. Right? Cool. Nope. Not doing that. I'm getting tired though. We're almost through all the bait. And then I'll call it an evening. Want to get my gold's worth. There's a lot of sandy wild splashes this time. Which is good. I think I still need a few to get that last commendation for them. Seem to remember being actually further away from that one than I was with the ocean ones. The fish is far away. Hmm. Have a little bit of soda in this bottle here. Because I need something for my throat, you know? Hmm. Ooh. Hello. I'll take that all day, every day. Look at that. What an impressive glowy fish. I love the ones that glow. They're my favorites. Whoa. Whoa, you got some energy. I think I'm gonna cook this one. Hmm. I think this one is worth cooking. We're almost at the end of this anyway, so it's fine. Boy, the fog really rolled in, huh? It's freaking everywhere. Well, it'll keep us more hidden, so that's nice. Can you stop struggling for like a little bit? Jeez. Oh, come on. There we go. Very nice. Cool. Yeah, after I catch this one, I guess I'll go cook all 5 of them. Not that. Uh, and then I'll catch the last 5 and maybe cook those and then be done. Because I gotta be up early tomorrow. It's unfortunate. I wish I could have just like this. I wish I could just do this. Like, not necessarily just fishing and Sea of Thieves, but I wish I could just do streaming and other content creation. I would enjoy that a lot. But like I said, it's hard enough finding the time on this one day of the week to do this. Trying to do it full time just isn't feasible for me right now. I mean, I suppose if I did it like really late, I mean, I guess it's kind of late tonight, but like I would have to start at like midnight or later my time. But then I could maybe stream more. But it'd have to be really late. So basically no one in my time zone would be able to see me. Because it would have to be after my family goes to bed. Because it feels like all day they need me for something. Not able to really get away to do this for, you know, a couple hours without being interrupted. Let's go cook these. That's fine. That's just what I have to deal with, and that's what's sort of limiting me there. Oh, I got an email. What's my email? Oh, it's Nintendo telling me to get the new Zelda game. Thanks, Nintendo. I will, eventually. I have lots of other games to play first. First of all, I'm going to be playing your Pokemon game for a long time. Second of all, I've got the what is it? The Hogwarts game that I plan to play eventually. Not on the stream, but just on my own time. Got other Pokemon games to go back and play. I never finished Pokemon Legends Arceus. Barely at all have played Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Got stuff to do in Pokemon Shield still. And I'm only like a third of the way into the Let's Go games right now. So I gotta go back and play all those other Pokemon games sometime. I'd like to finish the first Switch Zelda game, the Breath of the Wild, which I've never like 100% completed it. I plan to, I just haven't. You know, there's lots of other games to play. Right now, my current thing that I'm doing in gaming, well, I guess technically right now the current thing is I'm cooking this fish. So there's that. But Other than, Sea of Thieves, the main thing I'm doing is the shiny decks on Scarlet and Violet, which I'm enjoying quite a lot. I just, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to do the hunts. It takes a lot of time to do the raids to get the ingredients. It takes a lot of time to raise those Pokemon up to level 100 and get them all EV trained and stuff. So it takes a while. But yeah, since my drink is gone, it's probably almost time to call it, huh? Can't expect a pirate to stick around when there's nothing to drink. I've got that's not quite true. I've got a little bit here, just some soda, but not not enough to get me through for too much longer. Gotta have something to drink in order to keep talking. To wet the old whistle, as you might say. Today was a good day, though. Nothing too crazy. Tomorrow's going to be crazy for me. I've got a lot of stuff to get done tomorrow. But that's okay. That is okay. I've rested up today. Nothing too crazy. I'll be able to have a good time tomorrow, I think. I'll be able to have the energy, I should say, in order to get all the stuff done tomorrow that I need to do. And it's not like I don't have to do anything all that crazy. It's just a lot of stuff to remember. And then I just have to execute on all of them. But it's fine. I've got a basic schedule planned out. And I'll be okay. I'll get there. Excuse me. My fish. Thank you. Alright, let's get this last set of 5 done, huh? Not Ruby Splashtail. Get out of here with that. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Not even for a trophy. Oh, there we go. I'll take that one. Come on. And if I did get Soul Silver, I would love to go around with the Pokewalker again. Because that was really fun. Could go around with the Pokewalker and my 2DS and my phone, which would have Pokemon Go going on it. It'd be great. The amount of like devices I can strap onto me to give me video game rewards for doing pedometer stuff. Someday. Oh, not you. You're not doing that. Nope. Well, all of a sudden, all the freaking Splash Tails decided to come and take a look. And I don't want them. Don't want them around. Oh. Come on, 4 more fish. 4 more wild splashes. Specifically. There we go. There we go. Of course, if I don't get any good ones, I'm not going to, not going to bother cooking them. It'll take too freaking long. This has already been quite a long stream by my usual standards. Usually I'd go for like an hour, but, yeah. wish I could get more butts in seats for this stream. Not sure how. I mean, obviously not everyone's into fishing, but like some people are. Nope, nope, not a ruby splashtail. Get out of here. Not what I need. Nope, not a trophy one either. At least it's not a russet one. It was kind of weird. It felt like I was reeling him in, but he wasn't moving. Oh well. There we go. Come on, let's get 2 more fish. Give us a good one. Give us a good one in these two somewhere. Maybe a muddy or a coral. That's not a good one. Give me a muddy or a coral or an ocean. That'd be great. Particularly muddy or coral would be fantastic. And I mean, it's nighttime, so we should be able to get coral. I'll take the sandy. Alright, last one. Come on. Would love a muddy or coral wild splash. That'd be fantastic. It'd be great to end the stream on. Could just be coral. Could we get a coral? I'd like a coral. Hey, there it is. Thank you. Thank you, Sea of Thieves, for the coral wild splash. Now I just have to get it. You know what? Because of that, I'll cook these. I wonder if I can sell that crate back. Probably not, because I purchased it here. But I'm a little curious if I could, like, recoup a little bit from what's left of it. Alright, so, like, first of all, will you take this? No, it was sold by this trader. Okay. I'll just leave it there, then. Hey, John, what do you have in stock? I'm not going to buy that, but I'll buy this. Hmm. Yeah, okay, I'll get it.
Oh, I miss you already.
That's the cheapest I'm going to get it for, so. I did recently pick up my first. I bought a movie on YouTube for the first time. It was only like $7 because I bought the version that's not like Ultra HD. I assume I could upgrade later if I wanted to, but I don't know. What was that sound? Hmm. Concerning. Let's go ahead and cook this one. Just so that if we have to bail, we can sell our stuff real quick. So I'm not sure what's going on out there. I might have just heard that one rise up from the depths. I don't think I see anyone fighting it over there. I'm not worried about the skeleton galleon itself I'm worried about. If there's a pirate fighting it, that then afterwards will be like, hey, now let's fight that guy. Meanwhile, I'm just in here cooking fish. Not really prepared to do any sort of combat, or even watching for it too much. Oops. After I get done here, I've got to go do the dishes and have my supper. Then I'll have some time to just hang out. I might see if some of my friends are around and hang out with them in Discord while I play Pokemon or something. And they play whatever they're playing tonight. I should talk with a friend of mine about finally getting the stream avatars thing working, huh? We've like had a little bit of a back and forth about it, but that project sort of dropped off the face of the earth. I finished the initial assets for it, but yeah. It's a I gotta talk to my technical friend about that one too. That's okay. There we go. Alright, and let's get these fish turned in. Hello, sir. There we go. And after that all calculates, I'll see where we stand at the end of this session. I'll just leave that box there. Well, it wouldn't take too much more time for us to finish that up, but let's see. 8 more from there. 6 more from there. And then those will be done. Get a bunch more for these two, but that's okay. These two are almost done, which is nice. I'm sure I'll finish those the next time that I decide to catch wild splashes for the evening. Yeah. All right. Well, that after almost 3 hours is it for me for the evening. I hope you all enjoyed. Pardon me. I hope you all enjoyed, and until next time, sleep well, sailors.